Varga, he's got a lot of work to do because Fisher is looking great.
And a lot of interest in Jacob Birtwistle. He was off the back slightly, and that's interesting because the swim is definitely not his strength. But let's see how Varga moves through his fourth into the water.
Of course, we're going reverse for this one. So they're going running down the jetty. They'll be climbing out onto the pontoon through to the finish. So that throws another little spanner in the works. This is another first for them in an afternoon full of firsts, Chris.
Yeah, Fisher looks good too, doesn't he? Very, very strong form. Good technique. He's got clean water, which is very, very nice on a tight circuit. It's only 300 metres. Their arms would be screaming. You've got all the blood in the legs from the run and the bike, and you've got to get that blood to the arms to get to move through the water.
And like you mentioned, where people have learned to swim at a young age and know, the difference between a 2-beat, 4-beat and a 6-beat kick, this is the time where you have to talk to yourself, push that blood, to tell yourself to move some of that blood into your arms and change up the way you even kick in the water. And the people that have grown up and that are accustomed to this are certainly going to employ that. Like
this man right here, Richard Varga. He's moving right up, and that's all technique. That is all technique on your screen there, because the difficult thing when you can't get your breath, it's controlled breathing, your head's underwater, all you want to do is suck the air in, and you're trying to concentrate on your technique, it just falls apart, and Varga is going to move right through this field.
The field bunching up as we... Well, I tell you what, I cannot pick this. I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen now. We saw them spread out, and suddenly we've got guys 5 or 6 metres apart in terms of width, and it's going to be very, very difficult and very... well, bunched up when we get to these two. I have no idea what's going to happen now.
What can be difficult for a lot of the guys, you're suddenly in a position that you haven't been in before. If you're not a swimmer, you're not used to leading swims. So suddenly you're thrust into the water, you're leading a swim, you've got to put your head up. Usually you're following bubbles. It's a difficult spot to be in. Ryan Fisher's sliding back a little bit, and the power swimmer's coming through now. That's Salversberg, the Swiss.
Salversberg and Varga will round first, and it's going to be very hard now that he's done that and he's made it there first and cut Fisher off to see him being chased down on this one, and he could take the 5 seconds.
He's going to definitely take the 5 seconds.
That's how quickly things can change. I didn't know what was going to happen, and then suddenly Richard Varga popped up the fish and did exactly what he did in the first swim.
Look, it looks like Fisher's really tacked onto the back of Salzburg's feet there, and again, that's energy saving. That's cost. He needs to make sure that he doesn't lose touch now. He's done so well throughout the race to this point, and he has to try and either find a hip to sit on or find someone's feet, because that will essentially help drag him that little bit further forward. But coming to the end of the swim, they've got to pull themselves out of the water. It all sounds well easy, but after 18 minutes at 100%, again, running up to the finish line, it certainly makes for exciting racing.
Well, the advantage is definitely to the leader. I saw them earlier this morning checking out this swim exit. It was both Varga and Shaw, believe it or not, they were checking out this swim exit because it's a very, very tight exit. If you're first to it, you definitely have a competitive advantage. So he set himself up to run for that exit first. He's going to stand up on land, and it's very difficult to make a move when they're in the water and you're running.
We actually saw there for a second Richard Varga stop in the water and have a look up to see exactly where he was, and that just shows you.
He's goggleless.
No goggles. He's lost the goggles,
or he's opted not to wear them.
I would say he's probably not even needed to wear them, and probably just needs to sight and know exactly where he's heading.
Everything's new, isn't it? Everything's new in Super League Triathlon. Where am I going next? What do I have to do next? They're going to go pull themselves up, and then it'll just be a run through to the finish. And it looks like if Richard Varga can hold off Andreas Salversberg, who's having a fantastic race.
A great swim.
Fantastic swim. Richard Varga first out of the water. He gets helped up. Andreas Salversberg second. We got there, that's Igor Polyansky alongside Ryan Fisher, who comes out fourth.
Bailey was there.
Alessandro Fabian came out seventh, but it looks as though Richard Varga is going to do the job in stage 2 of the triple mix. Richard Varga wins a race, and isn't he excited about it as well? He swims people down just like he said he was going to. Andreas Salversberg finishes second, a couple of seconds back, and then it's a sprint through with Igor Polyansky finishing